Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It is day 3 of the Mid-Atlantic Regional and our second elimination game of the day here in Bristol, Connecticut. Massapequa International from Long Island, New York against MOT Little League. The Delaware State champs will square off. The winner lives to play another day. The loser will head home. Now, earlier today, Mamie Johnson, Little League of Washington, D.C., was the first to head home, falling 9-1 to Maryland. And so now there are 5. One of these 5 teams will win the region and advance to the Little League Softball World Series. And welcome, everybody. Alongside Alex Powers, I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you're with us. And indeed, it is Elimination Monday. Everything is on the line here tonight.
That it is, and both of these squads looking to continue their season, keep their hopes alive, and reaching Greenville. Going to be a really hard-fought battle tonight, but really different ways that they're looking to compete. New York, it's going to be all about the hitting. Delaware, they've got to be really good in the circle, and it all is going to start with Grace Fleming.
She should be up to the challenge. We shall see in this double elimination format. It's a modified double elimination format where we began with 6 teams. And now we are down to 5. We play 6-inning games, unless, of course, we are tied. We go to extra innings. And a key thing is all rostered players bat in a continuous batting order, so everybody plays from beginning to end. There are no defensive requirements for every single player. New York's batting order, number 77, Kate Pignetti, batting in the 5 spot tonight. She belted a home run in Saturday's loss to Pennsylvania, just one of the many threats up and down that New York lineup. And then those 11 young ladies will be facing Grace Fleming. Now, Grace is said to always be wearing a smile, but I'm telling you right now, she's got her game facing.
Well, that she does, and she's gritty. You look at what she did a couple of days ago, and that's why I said it's all going to start with her. She's competitive in the circle, and she didn't have a bad outing in game 1 for Delaware, but the defense is really going to have to step up big behind her. She had a really good first couple of innings, and then the wheels fell off defensively a little bit, looking for redemption this evening.
Now, she is said to throw as many as 6 pitches, but look out, most we hear for her screwball, which is not an easy pitch, I would think, Alex, to control, especially at this age.
Well, no, and that's going to be a big part of it, leveraging kind of the rotation, the ability to locate that pitch with how much it's going to move. But we'll see what she's got tonight. If she can establish that inside corner, it's going to be tough to beat.
She's a 12-year-old from Middletown, Delaware, and that is the M in M-O-T. Her first pitch is a called strike, according to our home plate umpire, Owen Sprague, and we are underway. Sophia Nislo, the leadoff hitter and the table setter, went 2 for 3 with a couple of steals and a run scored Saturday against Pennsylvania. It'll be Fleming, or rather Nislo, Solito, and Creddy to lead things off here in the top half of the first inning. On the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nislo is only 4 feet 11 inches tall. She stays alive, fighting off that inside pitch. She's going to turn 13 in September. And she says, I love the sport of softball. It's exciting and suspenseful.
What 2 good words to use, exciting and suspenseful. I don't think anybody ever really knows what's going to happen. You prepare, you work so hard, but one of the only sports where a lot of your success is indicative of other people.
There she is as a T-baller, and Sophia says she can hold a handstand for 1 minute.
That's really impressive. Upper body strength. How about it? Can you do that?
If I could do it against a wall. But without a wall, I don't have a chance.
Yeah, I could do a headstand, but a handstand?
Oh, that's true. You're right. I could do a headstand. I couldn't do a handstand.
Right.
Not a chance. Unless I was laying down. Not a chance.
We talked a little bit about New York and their offense from the other day. They played their first game on Saturday. Delaware in a different situation where they played yesterday. And so New York had kind of the day of rest, maybe got some practice in. You look at their offensive numbers from game one, they weren't really able to string a whole lot together, and that, I think, is a big reason for that minimal run production.
Down on strikes goes Nislo. Yeah, they lost Saturday 10-2 in a game that also included, if you remember, a 2-hour and 12-minute rain delay in the fourth inning. So kind of a weird day all the way around.
That was brutal, but you know what's not brutal is Grace Fleming painting the outside corner, well off the plate. Good velo there, good rotation out of the hand. Big swing and the miss by Sophia Nislo. Good start for Fleming.
And now here is the manager's daughter, Mila Salido. And she is not assigned a defensive position to start the game, but that is, again, no longer a requirement. She can play in the field later in the game if her dad chooses, but she will stay in the number 2 spot in the lineup from beginning to end, short of an injury. And so there are 11 active players on this Massapequa International lineup. There's Dad down in the third base coach's box. Grew up a Don Mattingly fan. Big New York Rangers fan by the nickname Sauce. I thought that was a good nickname for a native New Yorker, a guy from New York, and you figure, well, he's going to have some sort of pasta sauce or something. Right? Turns out his buddies back in the day somehow turned the name Sausalito in the San Francisco Bay Area into his name being Sauce. Go figure. His daughter grounds out 6-3. Jules Perucci, the terrific sure-handed shortstop for Delaware, with the assist, and there are 2 away.
Number 10, Juliana Credi.
And now Juliana Credi, Jules, or G. She is the consensus among her teammates to be the most likely to go pro. She's 5 feet 8 inches tall and carries a lot of power in that bat. And how about this for an experience? She got to meet Aaron Judge at spring training down in Tampa, and even got his autograph on her Yankees jersey. It's a pretty nice keepsake.
How cool is that, too? Just being able to meet your favorite player. I feel like a lot of these girls must have New York Yankees as their favorite MLB team.
Yeah. And, you know, we talk about the friendship aspect of why it's so fun to come to Bristol for these girls every year and stay in the dormitories. One aspect of Juliana's background is that she attended a different elementary school than most of her current teammates, and Little League was the tie that has brought them together as friends. Nice job at second by Kayla Olson, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander Grace Fleming. Scoreless top half of the first. Delaware coming to bat next. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And that is the home of sports here in Bristol, Connecticut. The campus for ESPN. Just a few minute drive from where we are here at the Giamatti Center on the other side of town. We're glad you're with us. Hello. Glad everybody's watching on ESPN Plus. And we are here for the bottom half of the first inning with Delaware coming up to bat for the first time. Jules Perucci plays shortstop and leads off, followed by Kara Chambers. Rylan Lantane, the manager's daughter, Grace Wyatt, will bat cleanup, and so on and so forth. And you see 10, 11, and 12 by chance are not assigned defensive positions to start the game. But that is what they will be doing against Ruby Ponticello, the starting pitcher for the girls from Long Island. And this is something they have done to warm up. The starting pitcher flanked by 2 other girls. Once the umpire moves out of the way, the girls can do what they do.
All for fun.
All for fun indeed.
At first, the first day we called their game, I had to look at my roster and see if it were the other pitchers and just trying to get the rhythm and the timing. But yeah, no shot there, just out there doing it for a good time.
A couple of the other infielders. And so Perucci, who had one of the 2 base hits for Delaware in the loss to New Jersey yesterday, stands in from the right side. Well, Ruby Ponticello is either 1 or 1A of the 2 top pitchers for Joe Solito's Massapequa International Little League team. Ruby has more raw power. She gets it up there in the mid-50s when she's really got it cooking. 5'4" tall, 12 years old. And she, like most of these girls, attend Berner Middle School. Popped up. Catcher couldn't locate it. Juliana Creddy had no shot. Defensively around the infield for New York, Ashley Larman is at first, Sophia Nislo at second, Sophia Monahan at short. They spell Sophia differently. Emma Custerer at third, and the outfield left to right, Kate Pignetti, Emily Cullinan, Ashlyn Lynham. Good battle shaping up here between the leadoff hitter for Delaware and the ace right-hander for New York.
And what Ruby Ponticello is going to try to bring to this game is, like you mentioned, that higher velocity. So going to throw her fastball a little bit firmer, but she's also got a great changeup. So really just trying to keep batters off balance, keep them guessing on what pitch is coming.
Goes to the changeup, gets a pop-up in foul ground, and over to catch it, Emma Custerer for our first out.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 15, Kara Chambers.
Good stuff there. I like to see the changeup early and often. A lot of confidence in that pitch. And when you're 12, 13 years old, you don't need 5 or 6 pitches in the toolbox. You need 2 really good ones that you've got great command on and can throw in any count.
Custerer at third, Larman at first, looking to guard against the possible bunt by Chambers, a left-handed batter. And Kara has a twin brother, Cody, but he's back home preparing for his Little League Baseball 50-70 regional tournament. It begins Thursday in Dover, Delaware. And I'm not sure how mom and dad and the rest of the family are deciding where they're going to be if MOT makes it all the way to the championship here.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only option.
Very good potential problem to have, though.
Yeah, how does any parent do that with multiple kids and competitive sports? Just got to pivot and roll with this.
And figure it out. That is a called strike for the count to go 3-2. Chambers takes a long look down at the third base coach's box. And her manager, Ryan Lantain. And there is strike 3 call. Big comeback for Ruby Ponticello to get out number 2.
The first baseman, number 2, Riley.
Tough break there for Kara
Lantain.
Chambers. Something well off the plate. Good job by the catcher, Juliana Creddy, pulling that one back in. But Ruby Ponticello getting a little help working off the plate there, but good locations. These hitters have to be aggressive, really work on swinging the bat right now, especially in a 2-strike count.
And here's Ryland Lantain. Waits on the changeup, puts it on the ground to second. Nislo true with her throw to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning for Ruby Ponticello and the girls from Long Island. Coming into the regional here at Bristol, Kate Pignetti's highlight this summer so far had been her first over-the-fence home run. Well, to hit an over-the-fence home run here in Bristol, the fences are a long way away, 225 feet. So if you're going to get a homer, it's an inside the Parker, and she did just that on Saturday in the loss, and she's going to be coming up second here in the top half of the second inning as the middle of the order is due up. Ashley Larman, Kate Pignetti, and Emma Kusterer. Did you have more home runs as a little leaguer over the fence or inside the park?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably over the fence, but I wasn't playing on fields this size, so they were a lot smaller way back when.
Again, this facility was first built with baseball in mind, and they will have the baseball regionals here, as they always do in a couple of weeks. And so the fences are more for baseball than for softball. So in the 8 or 9 years I've been coming, I don't think I've seen a ball in softball go over the fence here. It's not impossible, but that's a heck of a poke.
That would absolutely be, but really relying on the speed. Some of these players, we've seen a couple in the Parkers, and a lot of fun just to see them motor around the bases, hit something in the gap or over the head of an outfielder and just go the distance.
Popped up, that'll be out of play, back behind home plate. Yeah, honestly, the most fun play in sports to me is a triple, where it's in the gap and you're seeing if you can leg it out. An inside the park home run is equally exciting.
Definitely the hardest to do.
Although I'm not going to lie, it must feel good to be able to just take a trot if you clear the fence. Ashley Larman looking for her first hit of this Mid-Atlantic Regional. Cleanup hitter, first baseman for New York. Grace Fleming's 0-2 pitch. Below the knees for ball one. And Ashley and her family, big Major League Baseball fans. She's the youngest of Edward and Kristen's 3 girls, and Ashley's already been to games at 7 different Major League parks. It's a pretty good start for a 13-year-old. She's been to Yankee Stadium, Citi Field, Petco Park. Whatever they call San Francisco these days. AT&T. Citizens Bank in Philly. Camden Yards in Baltimore. And the Trop down in St. Petersburg, where the Rays play. It's a pretty good list.
How cool is that? What a well-traveled 13-year-old. Her favorite, of course, being the Yankees. Well, I don't know about stadium, but team.
Was a Floridian. I thought you were going to say her favorite was Tampa Bay. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Grace Fleming issues a leadoff walk to Ashley Larman. And that is our first base runner of the night. And here is Kate Pignetti. Now, does she come up thinking, how about another home run? Is that even in the back of her mind right now? Well, not there.
Selfless at bat there, scurrying around to bunt, knowing how important base runners are right now and getting in scoring position. But people that say, oh, I wasn't even thinking about it, man, maybe the kids I can understand, but the adults, I'm like, of course you were thinking about it a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What competitor doesn't think about the best case scenario?
And I'm always amazed at the nerve of a third baseman, especially like here, Audrey Seacrest, who seems, now they wear a face mask in softball, so that's great. But on that last pitch, what was she? 25 feet away?
Selling out for the defense, knowing that she's got to be quick with it. And if Pignetti can lay down the bunt there, not a whole lot of time with the speed that she has.
Swing and a miss. Throw down is high, and it gets away. Larman's going to take third. And she's going to try to score. The cutoff is dropped, and Massapequa International has manufactured a run here in the second.
Big opportunity right there. A little strike him out, throw him out. But the throw goes high. And Ashley Larman just keeps motoring around the bases. We talked about the speed, and as soon as that throw goes into the outfield past the center fielder, she breaks. No hesitation there. Center fielder Kara Chambers gets by her, and Ashley Larman just motors.
Well, the 2-base throwing error, and for a moment I didn't think the third base coach, Joe Solito, was going to send her, but he read that perfectly and was waving her in all the way.
I feel like you have to, too, at this age. Just, you've really got to force the defense to try to make the plays. It's such a hard thing to do, the catch and throw game. Really, it's kind of a coin flip at times, especially with the distance that these players are trying to throw to get the outs.
Emma Kusterer looks at a strike. Three balls and a strike to Emma Kusterer, who is already, as a 12-year-old, a varsity swimmer. The 100 freestyle, apparently her coach is trying to get her to do other events, but she's so fast as a preteen, and now she'll take her base that she is on the varsity swim team. 5 feet 9 inches tall, won't become a teenager until October.
Number 23, Gabby Meyer.
That'll bring up Gabby Meyer. Gabby had one of the base hits in the loss to Pennsylvania on Saturday.
Gabby's the youngest on this New York team, too. A lot of opportunity ahead for her. Coach says she's somebody that never wants to come off the field. Just loves the opportunity to compete, get better every day.
Gabby says her favorite softball player is Oklahoma catcher and National Freshman of the Year, Kendall Wells.
It's a good one.
Well, as the girls fill out their questionnaires for us before every regional, it's been interesting over the course of the last couple of years that more and more of the girls say their favorite players are somebody who is playing professionally now in the AUSL. But obviously you get to know the best softball players typically by watching them on ESPN playing in college.
What a time to be a softball fan, too, just with over 3,000 games streaming and airing throughout the spring season.
The sport has exploded in popularity, no question about it. And we at ESPN are so happy to be aligned with Little League and to be able to bring you every single pitch, either on the ESPN linear channels or here on ESPN Plus, of every regional around the country. And of course, all leading up to the Little League Softball World Series, which begins August 2nd down in Greenville. The championship game will be the following Sunday, August 9th, and it will be on ABC. That's a visit from Jared Hess, a retired Air Force member. His wife Kelly works for the Secret Service, and the dad of Jordan Hess. By the way, the other coach for the Delaware team is an 18-year-old, Kira Brown. She's a college student who has grown up in this MOT Little League. She's a college athlete, but during the summertime, she's still heavily involved and wants to be a coach. And so she continues to be involved in MOT Little League. Strike 3 call, and Gabby Meyer will head back to the dugout after Grace Fleming's second punch out of the inning.
Emily Cullinan.
Great pitch by Grace Fleming. Stays at the knees and below to get this called third strike there. Good location, outside corner. Really good fight in that at bat.
Line drive caught by Seacrest at third. We said she's got some nerve, and she didn't flinch with a screaming liner coming right at her.
Audrey Seacrest playing the hot corner there, flashing some leather. Love to see it. Look at the react and how good she is. Right off the bat, made it look easy.
League Softball World Series.
This is as big as the event has ever been.
12 strikeouts tonight.
Find the glove!
It is out of here!
The competition has definitely elevated. The best is yet to come.
As mentioned, it begins on August 2nd down in Greenville, North Carolina, presented by Dick's. Just 3 years ago, Massapequa International won this Mid-Atlantic Regional and went to the World Series and won the World Series under the guidance of Richie Eaton, the former manager of this program. Memories they will never forget, and the bonds and connections the girls make truly do last a lifetime. And I know for a fact that those girls have played together not only in 2023 but in 2024, and they now play together, many of them still in high school. They are still best friends, and there are a number of them, including Alexis Fontana, who was the ace pitcher on that 2023 World Series team. It's so cool. And again, we've said this many times the last 3 days, when you see the younger girls rooting for the older girls, and then when the older girls age out, they don't forget about the younger girls. They come back and support them.
It becomes a legacy type of component to these athletes, their journeys, and just a big part of everything they're proud of to get them to the point that they ultimately are today and what they'll continue to become. And that's, I think, one of the best parts about sports is I look at my own life, and I've played at every level. I also played Little League, and I have best friends in my adult life, all from softball, different levels of it, but sports really do bring you together.
Popped up, back of first base, tough chance, and it falls untouched in foul territory. Yeah, that is so cool as you rose the ranks and were a high school star, and then at Florida State where you were the ACC Player of the Year and then played professionally. It's no surprise you've got those relationships still.
It's the best part. And you look at all the questionnaires too. So many of the athletes said that one of the things they were most excited for was spending time in the dorms with their own teammates, with other girls from other teams, making new friendships. It's the stuff that they'll often remember most, are the memories off the field.
Grace Wyatt, the batter, leading off the second here. Bottom half of the frame against Ruby Ponticello, who retired Delaware in order in the first. Now time is called. What do you imagine Owen Sprague, the home plate umpire, was saying there to Ruby Ponticello?
I think he's got to give her the sign to make sure that he signals for the pitch. And he wasn't ready yet either, so he kind of just slowed her down. You see he was still holding up kind of what the count was, and she'd already started her motion. Got to get the signal from the umpire, and it's normally just like a little bit of a point.
So we'll have another payoff pitch upcoming. Wyatt, Olson, and Seacrest due up here in the second, and she works a walk. Grace Wyatt takes her base.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 99, Kayla.
Well, those former players who have come back to Bristol to root on the Massapequa International Little League, they're not just rooting. They spent time earlier today making posters that they have brought with them, and at the moment it doesn't look like they're holding them up in the bleachers, but at some point we will probably see it. But that's the level of support and camaraderie you see within this organization. Stolen base for Grace Wyatt.
Just so much fun. I'm sure there was a lot of glitter and paint and markers and all the things to make the signs what they were.
Delaware is trying to do what New York did in the top half of the inning, score without benefit of a hit. Walk and a stolen base. And we'll see if Delaware can move Grace Wyatt further around. Kayla Olson, second baseman, wears number 99. Grace Wyatt stopped going from second to third. Juliana Credi behind the plate didn't make the throw, and by the time she did, Wyatt was back in motion and got the steal.
I think that was part of Grace Wyatt's game plan the whole time, just to kind of confuse everybody. Stopped midway there and then tried to pick it back up. The slight hesitation behind the dish by Juliana Credi allowed Wyatt to continue to advance. And that's where, if you're the catcher, Credi, you just got to take charge and just throw it to the base ahead. Try to either do that or run right at the base runner to get them to freeze and make a decision. It's a big part of the leadership and taking control component.
The bunt is off with a 3-2 count. Again, another payoff. Olsen, another good eye. Consecutive walks drawn to begin the bottom of the second inning for Delaware. Little League Softball Regionals continue with the debut of Little League Around the Bases presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Live coverage today of every region from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And my broadcast partner will be doing double duty. Since we are in Bristol, Connecticut, it's only a few miles away. As long as the weather cooperates, tomorrow you'll be able to get over to the studio on time.
Prayers, I will be sprinting right from the field here over to campus.
Well, because of the ominous weather forecast, they have once again adjusted the schedule, which we will share with you, to try and push the 4 scheduled games up a little bit earlier. Whether we were able to get all 4 games in tomorrow or just 3 or 2, they want to take advantage of the good weather in the morning as best as possible.
What a cool opportunity, too, the Around the Bases coverage, just to be able to see some live action from every regional across the country, kind of like the NCAA softball 7 innings live.
Rizika shoots one to right and brings in a run. Our first base hit of the ballgame ties the score at 1.
Audrey Seacrest, really good job here by MOT Little League, just putting the pressure on the defense here. Really patient in their at-bats, working themselves deep into counts and being aggressive on the strikes that they do get. Base runners in motion, tying this thing up.
A walk, and a base hit. Has a run in and runners on the corners, with the pitcher Grace Fleming to bat next.
And that's how you do it, just working yourself deep into counts. You got to make the pitcher throw strikes. You got to be, I always say it's kind of an oxymoron, patiently aggressive. You got to be smart in the box and don't swing yourself out of at bats. But if they throw it over the middle of the plate and miss a spot, you've got to be ready to cause some damage. Really good job by Audrey Seacrest, hitting it the other way.
While the New Yorkers got together in the circle, we saw Ryan Lantain, the manager and third base coach, talking to her, his 2 girls on the base paths and the batter, Grace Fleming. Runner takes off from first, no throw. Seacrest down at second. Fleming tries to bunt, missed it, and now she's in an 0-2 hole. Ruby Ponticello's 21st pitch of the inning is popped, fouling on play.
This is only the 4th batter, too, so just got to think that each batter seeing several pitches says a lot about the adjustments they're making in their at-bats.
Ball 1. And remember, in softball, we don't have pitch limits. But we do keep track, and you do understand that fatigue does potentially come into play if you throw too many pitches in an inning or in a game. There's strike 3. Ponticello gets a huge first out here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Good adjustment there by Ruby Ponticello. Stays ahead in the count. locates that one up and outside, getting the strike 3 call. Great location. Want to see her stay right there.
Now Jordan Hess, a 4.0 student, takes that pitch high. And among Jordan's favorites, her favorite food these days is chicken parm. History class is what she likes the best. Big Philadelphia Eagles fan. And all things Taylor Swift. Lays down a nice bunt. The runner behind the defender sprints in, and on the safety squeeze, it's now 2-1 Delaware. Kayla Olson timed her break perfectly off the terrific bunt from Jordan Hess, who picks up the RBI.
Number 7, Layla.
So fitting too. Jordan Hess is coined by Coach Ryan Lantain as a total team player. Always does whatever the team needs. Lays down the safety bunt, squeeze, really good job, and situational hitting execution. Great base running by Kayla Olson. Sees it down, make sure that the throw is made before she breaks for home. Good job overall getting that team run.
And on the play, Audrey Seacrest takes third. Layla Cruz holds up.
It's not a favorite show that you see very often from these young players. Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. You're right.
It's a classic. I have a horror story on Fear Factor. Basically, I was really young. My dad and I were watching it. My mom was working night shift in retail. There was an episode of the contestants having to eat cockroaches. Somebody got sick on the show, and next thing you know, my dad's sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's one of those people.
He's, I guess. I learned that the hard way.
And what did you do?
Called my mom, as any young kid would do. Called my mom, not that she could do much from far away at work.
Oh, your poor dad.
Yeah.
That's awful.
He needed to get tougher.
Ponticello gets out of the inning without further damage, but it took 30 pitches on her part. But Delaware puts 2 on the board with only 1 base hit.
Ruby Ponticello responds nicely. A little bit of adversity, works right through it. Looking to go back and attack.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And hello, there are the posters that were made by the alumni of Massapequa International, Alexis Fontana, the former ace pitcher who led this program to Little League Softball World Series Championship just 3 short years ago, back in attendance here in Bristol, Connecticut tonight.
So cool to see these girls just all coming together, and the drive that the parents had to commit to get them out here watching their team compete. We asked our fellow sort of New Yorker before the game how far-ish that drive would be. He said like 3 hours. That's some good commitment.
And if you tell somebody from North Jersey they are only New York-ish, if he heard you say that, he would probably correct you.
It counts, right?
Yeah. Good recovery at second base to get that first out. Defensive change here in this half inning. Layla Belcher now out in left field.
Number 20, Ruby Ponticello.
Now Ruby Ponticello will bat for the first time after Ashley Lynham was retired. So Layla Belcher takes Layla Cruz's spot out in left. And managers can switch as often as they want. There are no restrictions. And just because Layla Cruz has been taken off the field for this half inning doesn't mean we won't see her again out there with a glove in hand.
Again, very different than what we're used to just with that continuous batting order. You don't actually have substitutions in this game like you would kind of a standard game.
Well, I think it's a huge improvement. I don't remember how many years it's been, but it's certainly easier to keep track of who's out there, but it just allows to make sure, and this is a different environment. Little League is supposed to be fun for everybody, and it largely is. And part of that is allowing every single girl to be a true part of the team, and they get to play from start to finish.
I like that, but I also like the concept of keeping your best defense out there, because while it is fun, of course you want to win ball games too, especially in a postseason all-star type of feel like this. Reminder, these are the best girls that were on their respective Little League teams all coming together. Some of them having to play new positions, if you think about it. So really just finding ways to gel. This is the best of the best from where they come from.
Yeah, these players on the Massapequa International Little League team are a true all-star team, only together the last couple of months. They were chosen from their regular season teams where they were rivals as the best to come together to try and get to Greenville. A one-out walk, Ponticello reaches.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Sophia Monahan.
Sophia Monahan, the shortstop. And number 11 hitter in the lineup. Guarding against the bunt again is Seacrest at third. There goes the runner trying to steal the base. Tag is high, but it's in time. Good tag by Jules Perucci off of a terrific throw from the catcher, Grace Wyatt.
Great defense here. You've got Ruby Ponticello tries to steal and get herself in scoring position, but the throw right on the money. Taking Jules Perucci up the line a little bit, but right into Ponticello, who tries to slide into second base. She couldn't time it up any better than that.
And it's a 2-out and nobody on here in the top of the third. A 2-ball and no strike count to Sophia Monahan after the terrific hookup between catcher and shortstop to cut down the would-be base stealer. Monahan at the plate. He is one of the 4-time All-Stars on this roster, like Mila Solido and Sophia Nislo, and the three of them have a combined 36 wins as All-Stars over the last 4 years. And that's not quite the record, but if they wind up winning this regional, I think they collectively will share the new record for most wins ever as All-Stars for Massapequa International. 2-2 pitch.
What a stat to keep in your back pocket too. Just, I know Coach was so proud of that, Joe Solido, as he was sharing a little bit about the team and kind of the rich history of a winning culture that is Massapequa International.
Popped up on the infield, playable for the first baseman, and Lantain puts it away. A base runner erased on a caught stealing, and a scoreless top half of the third inning keeps Delaware in front by a run. in case you're wondering, MOT Little League stands for Middletown, Odessa, and Townsend, the 3 towns that come together for their girls to be part of this Little League program. They call Middletown, Delaware their home, and there are lots of great spots, as in any hometown, but I guess the best pizza is Little Italy Pizza. But I wanted to know more about, after a game, are you going to Cowgirl Creamer for ice cream, or do you go soft serve to Uncle Mike's Ice Cream? Among their soft serve offerings, blueberry cheesecake and salted caramel.
Sounds fantastic. My mouth is literally watering just thinking about it. I like ice cream. Do you?
I love ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm more of a hard ice cream than
Okay.
soft ice cream, but I'm not going to turn down soft serve. Although I got to be honest with you, my wife picks on me mercilessly about the fact that I almost always get chocolate or vanilla.
Okay.
Very
Well,
basic.
I'll admit I had a vanilla milkshake from Chick-fil-A between games today.
All right, so you weren't going if they had it with blueberry cheesecake.
I mean, if that was an option,
Maybe,
maybe.
maybe. I like blueberry cheesecake, just not in a straw form. But they swear by it. So that's just a taste of Middletown, Delaware. And perhaps the most famous person to come out of Middletown, Delaware is Tampa Bay wide receiver Chris Godwin. The All-Pro veteran graduated from Middletown High School some 12 years ago.
I'm going to start coining these segments. Take me to school, Doug.
All right.
Or you can teach me all the things.
It is kind of neat. I mean, like you, we love to travel. We love our jobs. We love to see different parts of the country. And this allows for us also to learn about other parts of the country. Even if you've not been to Middletown, I'm interested in what's going on there. And the first thing you think about when you see MOT, well, is it MOT? What does it stand for? But it's MOT for those 3 towns. To her knees, Kayla Olson with the catch, taking away a potential base hit. Excuse me, Sophia Nislo with that great catch.
Line drive shot, Sophia Nislo, making it look easy. That ball was absolutely smoked. Goes to her knees. Look at it, flashing the leather.
Mariah Diaz couldn't have hit that ball much harder.
That ball was barreled up nicely. Really good stuff by the defense.
Exit velo 109. We don't have exit velo, but it was pretty hard hit. Now Ivory Henry. Ivory is somebody who loves speed. Her favorite team is the Phillies. But Ellie Dela Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds is her favorite baseball player, one of the fastest guys in the sport. Her favorite Philly is Bryce Harper, not so fast, but he's got good bat speed and good exit velo. And she's already got tickets for a Phillies game next month, apparently. And if she wins the lottery, she says she's getting season tickets for the Phillies.
Some of those answers were just fantastic.
And on strikes goes the Phillies fan.
Now batting, number 21, Layla Belcher.
Layla Belcher will get her first plate appearance. She is the 12th batter in this Delaware lineup and the last batter in this game to take a turn.
Ruby Ponticello's settled in really nicely, but going back to that, if I won the lottery question, we've seen some really good answers, really thoughtful ones, like I would pay off my parents' mortgage. I saw one that said I would buy more clothes. I mean, hey, you do you.
Well, the one I like the best, I've seen it a couple of times this year. The girl has said, if I win the lottery, I will pay off all of my parents' debts because of all the money they have spent for me to play youth sports.
How thoughtful.
And you think about it, just to follow your daughter around the districts and the states and the regionals, and if you're fortunate enough to get to the World Series, that's a month on the road in hotels. That's a lot of money.
It's pretty insane.
In addition to all of the coaching and regular season games and travel and equipment, you know, they don't just give you the gear at Dick's Sporting Goods. You got to pay for it.
Absolutely.
All of these girls are geared up, literally.
And I remember, especially as an adult, my parents would remind me, like, oh, I got a scholarship. They're like, yeah, and how much money do you think we spent taking you to the tournaments to get recruited? Like, okay, makes sense.
Strike 3 call. An impressive bounce back inning for Ruby Ponticello. 3 up, 3 down, including a couple of called strike threes.
Ruby is rolling, looking good. A couple of strikeouts to get her team back in there, trying to get a few more runs up on the board.
Athletes Unlimited at the Little League Softball World Series.
Makeup of a superstar.
Look at that play!
The Little Leaguers will be in the stands.
They're so excited to see us, and we're excited to see them.
They dream of being me, and I was once them.
Professional softball is returning to Greenville, North Carolina for the 2026 AUSL Pro Game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Set to take place on Wednesday, August 5th. Learn more about littleleague.org/athletesunlimited. And the pros will actually be on site in Greenville the day before, August 4th, to be able to further interact with the girls who make it there to compete. Again, that's Athletes Unlimited Softball League.
Welcome back to the plate, number 17.
Do you have a favorite AUSL player?
Oh man, I've got several friends that play in the AUSL.
You're
How
not
about,
just single one out.
I know. I'll choose one that's actually not playing right now because she's pregnant, so she's taking the season off. Amanda Lorenz.
And I think that's a good way to do it because if any of your other friends are listening to you,
Exactly. Exactly. Right. I had to choose hers.
right, it's only fair.
Right.
Sophia Nislo rips this one to the gap in left center field. Extra bases for the leadoff hitter for New York. Full speed around second, into third. The throw is late. She hangs on, and it's a leadoff triple here in the 4th inning.
Sophia Nislo goes from making great plays defensively to smoking balls to the gaps. A 3-bagger, so hard to do, and you just look at the hustle. She barreled that one up so nicely. Good job by the outfield, too, relaying it in pretty fast. But Sophia Nislo motors around the bases. Look at the slide.
Love it. Sees where the tag is likely to come from and avoids it. That comebacker off the glove of the pitcher. And that is a 1-4-3 ground out that produces the tying run. In the blink of an eye, Mila Solido has tied things up.
Such a good team run right there. Great job by Mila Solido putting the ball in play to the right side of the infield. Good read off the bat by Sophia Nislo. Everybody just stepping up, rising to the occasion.
Nobody on, one out. Creddy rips this one toward the gap in left center field, and it is down and rolls all the way to the wall. Creddy heads for third. And in nearly a carbon copy of her teammate Sophia Nislo, it's a booming triple to the gap in left center.
That
That's the power we have heard about, and it's on display here tonight.
Juliana Creddy, hitting is contagious. Takes this pitch left over the middle. Gets the hands extended. Great piece of hitting here. She knows the team needs base runners. Drives it to the big part of the park. Man, Doug, you love to see it. Just the competitiveness, that no-quit attitude from these teams, knowing that, hey, it's win or go home. Everything's laying out on the line right now. We got to come through.
And those were both crushed by Nislo and Creddy. That got to the wall in a hurry. Maybe 2 hops. And that is her sister, indeed. We've got a pitching change. Jules Perucci is going to come from shortstop and replace Grace Fleming. And we will take a break while Jules takes her warm-up tosses. Back to Bristol in a moment.
Stepping to the plate, number 6, Ashley Larman.
Jules Perucci moves from shortstop to the circle and tries to calm down this New York offense, which already has a couple of big triples in the inning. That pitch gets away. Here comes the runner, Creddy from third. And just like that, Massapequa International takes a 3-2 lead.
Fastball here, squaring around the bunt, but doesn't need to. Gets by the catcher. Juliana Creddy comes in hard. Tries to slide into home and kind of got stuck. She actually didn't even touch the base at first, and the body kind of went. Just momentum taking her. Unfortunately, made a little collision with Jules Perucci. Accidental. Everybody's all good, but I think just the slides. I've seen it a couple times now. The athletes' cleats getting stuck in the dirt. They're gonna just come in and talk about it for a second. You see Perucci kind of making the motion, how she got hit in the chin.
So Delaware manager Ryan Lantane talking to 2 of the umpires.
Coach Lantane just having a quick conversation, asking a few questions. Nothing wrong with that, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Probably asking if the pitcher can have just a quick second, trying to get herself back under sorts.
Well, it looks like Delaware is trying to appeal. They think the base runner missed home plate, which she did the first time coming through, but she did come back and make sure she touched it.
And to your point, Doug, that play is reviewable if the umpires want to elect to do a challenge, which is possibly what it looks like is going to happen. So you see Juliana Creddy comes in and slides into home, and her left foot is going to get stuck there, and it kind of forces her to come up short of home plate. You see the momentum taking her right, and that's when she makes contact with Jules Perucci. You see the head go flying. She gets hit in the chin. She does come back and touch the base. But yeah, I think that that's a valid question all the way around. It did happen really fast. Obviously, we're getting the slow-mo view. You see the contact made, unfortunately, with Perucci and her chin. But the foot does come back and touch home plate.
If Perucci had caught that ball, she would have been able to tag her out.
Just not much you can do, unfortunately. Just the momentum, the awkward slide again. I've seen several times just today alone. Athletes' cleats getting stuck in the dirt.
Yeah.
Not due to the field position or condition, I should say. Really just kind of the awkwardness of the slides. But a valid question.
And then the shoulder to the jaw of Perucci was just accidental as she was popping up after that awkward slide. Well, Grace Fleming started the game, pitched 3 1/3 innings for Delaware, and is given away to Jules Perucci as we take another look.
Umpire had his eye on it the whole time. Did not have a bad view.
And she very clearly, the right foot touches the plate.
I think there's a couple of questions, too, that could be at play here, whether or not the base was actually touched. Also, a little bit of interference, unfortunately, obviously, Jules Perucci and the contact there with Juliana Credi. Perucci wasn't able to make a play on potentially what could have been a play because of the contact. Tough spot to be in because Credi's just trying to score, has a right to the bag.
With a good shot there, it does look like Jules is okay after taking the shot to the jaw as they wait patiently out behind second base. And now some of the girls are getting dances going. You got to keep yourself busy during these video reviews and challenges. They're all hamming it up. I'm not sure who they are playing it up for. They're not looking at one of our cameras, but they're looking at somebody having a good time.
I'm wondering if they're trying to challenge Delaware to a dance-off.
Now you can hear the New York side cheering.
Delaware was looking back into the dugout, trying to get their own teammates, maybe to give some encouragement back onto the field, having some fun, doing the dance moves, looking to recover to the little bit of adversity that they just faced.
Hansen out back to it. Here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 runs already in on a couple of triples. A ground out and a wild pitch. Ashley Larman, who walked and scored in the 2nd, is ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Strike 1.
Delaware can respond right now and just roll a little ground ball, try to get themselves back into offense here, get that momentum back on their side. They could be sitting pretty, but just got to go pitch by pitch.
With that pitching change, we had all kinds of defensive switches for Delaware. Ryan Lantain is at third. Seacrest is at short. Grace Fleming over at first. And Araya Diaz is out in left. They'll do it again. The ball fouled away, and the count holds 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Jules Perucci came in from the bullpen in a tough spot with a runner at third. She allowed for that inherited run to score to let New York take the lead. Now in a good battle for the 8th pitch of this at-bat upcoming. And Larman ensures there will be a 9th after she fouled that one off of her foot or leg. That's one accessory we don't see here. Shin guards, right?
We don't
For
see
the
a lot
batters.
of any kind of guards. No elbow guards.
Right.
Not none, but very little, very few.
And if any parents are listening, I'm not saying I want for you to get it because that's more money. But foul ball on the check swing. Just another opportunity to accessorize.
Definitely, right? The individuality that comes with it. But yeah, no, you're right. We haven't seen a lot of elbow guards or Evo shields. Haven't seen a lot of shin guards to protect from foul balls.
They'll do it again. Another foul tip. Pitches and 4 foul balls. Who's going to win this battle? Well, it is Jules Perucci finally able to get one by Larman for the strikeout.
Huge response by Jules Perucci. Stayed in that at bat and hard-fought battle on both sides, but Perucci coming out on top, spins it nicely on the inside corner. Really trusting her pitches. Love to see it.
Now Kate Pignetti. Swing and a miss. She's apparently got 2 nicknames, Piggy or Nettie. Of course, both are self-explanatory, both pretty cool for young Miss Pignetti, or Pignetti, excuse me. High drive, deep down the left field line. And foul. And Kate apparently has a 4-step pregame routine. And it depends on whether it's a day game, night game. But if it's a day game, she starts with an egg bagel with cream cheese, then listens to Fighter by Christina Aguilera, then has Swedish Fish, and then she also makes the sign of the cross in the batter's box prior to first pitch.
That's for a day game?
Well, the bagel is for a day game.
Wow.
I think the other things
That's a lot of stuff.
carry through regardless. And the Swedish Fish is a real big theme, I think, for Massapequa International.
One of the things that they share are their Swedish Fish candies amongst their team.
And Kate's older brother Ryan has won a couple of New York State Little League titles with their dad Keith coaching. Younger sister continues to battle, and 11 straight strikes thrown by Jules Perucci.
I was going to say, you look back to that at bat between Jules Perucci and Ashley Larman. There's 10 pitches in that bat alone, and the first 3 of them were balls. The rest all strikes in a row, and to your point, she's rolling.
Perucci retires Pignetti. But New York, with a couple of big shots to the gap for triples, produced 2 runs, the tying and the go-ahead run.
Jules Perucci, she's on a roll, but New York strikes back in this inning. A couple of clutch hits, a few triples, really good stuff by Massapequa International.
off the bottom of the fourth for Delaware, number 17.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. We are at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center in Bristol, Connecticut, longtime home of the East region. And for softball, that East region has been broken up into the New England region, and this is the Mid-Atlantic region, and both regions going on simultaneously. So of the 12 teams that got here late last week, 2 of them will head to Greenville and play for the World Series championship. And this is a elimination game, but that doesn't mean, since it's a double elimination format, that these 2 teams can't be dreaming about getting there. You can get there out of the, quote, loser's bracket. That ball was stung, but all it is a loud out.
Number 15, Kara Chambers.
Jules Perucci looking to keep her momentum going. Hits that line drive shot right to the first baseman. Great defense there by Ashley. That's not Ashley Larman. That's Grace Fleming over there.
At the plate, Kara Chambers facing hard-throwing Ruby Ponticello.
Correction, it was Ashley Larman with a fantastic catch over at first base. And my scorecard's backwards.
Did the same thing.
I was like, wait a second.
He had it flipped over and called the wrong name at second. Two balls and 2 strikes. And we have just had an influx of girls show up just to our right. All of a sudden, the stands behind home plate next to us are packed. It's a nice play at third base by Emma Kusterer for out number 2.
Good defense here, having the back.
Number 2,
Ruby Ponticello.
Lantain.
Good job, just trust her defense, letting the hitters put the ball in play. Everybody's stepping up behind her. They know how big this moment is, this game. So gritty back and forth.
I think we might have a little fan battle going. Early on, the girls from Massapequa International, led by the alumni, were making the most noise, but all of a sudden the MOT side is making even more noise, and I'm not certain they're all from Delaware. I think this might be a combined effort to make a little more noise on the first base side. Ponticello looking for her second 1-2-3 inning. She did the same in the first against Perucci, Chambers, and Lantain, trying to do the same here. 1-1 pitch to Rylan Lantain is in the dirt. Two balls and 2 strikes. You know, Ponticello has only given up 1 hit. She issued a couple of walks to start the second inning that both came around to score, but she has been really pretty good for the most part. She has retired the last 7. No, make that 8. She has retired the last 8 batters, including 4 strikeouts.
Both pitchers have been fantastic so far, really just back and forth, minimal hits. It's been the walks, like you said, Doug, that have plagued a couple of these innings, but really good stuff so far. As Rylan Lantain still battling here in a 2-strike count. The fans are rolling, quite literally. The stands are shaking. A lot of fun back and forth, and this might be one of the better games that we've seen in this regional so far.
No doubt. We've had a few too many one-sided games. This one has the feel of going right down to the 6th inning. Rylan Lantain gets back into the box. He also plays field hockey win-in season. Payoff pitch. Little looper off the glove of the first baseman. They say it was in fair territory, so it's a two-out base runner as Rylan Lantane reaches on a base hit.
Lantane gets fisted on this, something on the inside corner there. Good effort at first by Ashley Larman, but does make contact with it in fair territory, even though it's going to roll foul after. So the ball will play fair, and good hustle down the line by Rylan Lantane.
The batter is Grace Wyatt, who says she most wants to meet Volts catcher Michaela Edenfield. Second round pick out of
Florida State.
There we go. And she strikes me as a woman who likes to glam it up a little bit. Is that right?
I don't know, it gave it away. The eye makeup that she does, that is absolutely insane in the coolest way. Every game.
Yeah, you can see why so many of the girls at this age and this level are drawn to her.
I think fans are drawn to her at this point, just with kind of the pizzazz.
Now with a 2-1 count, we've got a timeout. A visit to the circle from Joe Salido, better known as Sauce. You know who his brother-in-law is? 14-year Major League vet, Frank Catalinato. Had a .291 career header, average rather. And Catalinato is Long Island through and through, now the head coach at Hofstra University. I said brother-in-law. Cousin, excuse me. Joe's wife, Brooke, is cousins with Mr. Catalinato. And they are friends. They see each other. They know each other. Frank is aware and is around the softball program from time to time. All right, back at it. Popped up, back of first. Long run for the second baseman. She got her glove on it, but couldn't squeeze it. Great effort by Nislo.
What a great attempt by Sophia Nislo to cover that much ground and just see the pitch right off the bat. Look at the break that she gets, and even diving right at the end. She's running so fast. Just A for effort. Would have been a fantastic play had she come up with the catch, but did all she could.
Look out down at first base. We have seen one batter after another be late on a fastball against Ruby Ponticello.
Keep your head on swivel even on the bases. Nobody is safe. Great battles here in this MOT Little League offense.
First base coach Jared Hess. Another foul up, and then this one's going to reach the stands. That's 77 pitches now thrown by Ruby Ponticello as we play in the fourth inning. And time is called at the plate. This is an elimination game. The winner will advance to play Maryland tomorrow in another elimination game. It was originally scheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now they're going to start, I believe, at 11:30.
You're spot on.
11:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll bring it to you here on ESPN+.
It's all due to weather, too, so let's hope we get all those games in. Definitely send the good vibes out our way to stay dry and let these girls play.
You see the number of pitches, 78. We monitor them, but she is not limited by a number of pitches, only by innings. So she could pitch 6 innings every day in the tournament. You go over 6 innings, then you've got in a day, then you've got to sit out the next day. But it doesn't matter whether you throw 1 pitch or 100 pitches.
That's the beauty of it. I love that component in the game of softball where it differs from baseball when they are on a pitch count. Softball, due to the more natural motion in the pitcher, not restricted.
Strike 3 dropped. Freddie makes the throw to first, and that ends the 4th inning. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. The score holds 3-2 as we head to the 5th.
A summer of softball comes down to this, Championship Day. And Victor the leaping grab. A 3-run first inning for New York. What a big hit. She got it coming out swinging. For the very first time, New York, the Little League Softball World Series champions.
"5-2 was that final score. Those girls will never forget. Some of them are here in attendance watching this elimination bracket. And the girls from Massapequa International Little League in New York taking on Delaware for the right to play tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. against Maryland in another elimination game. The city that never sleeps. That's usually New York City, but are they implying that also Massapequa never sleeps? I'm not sure.
Maybe the state of New York never sleeps.
Let's go Pequa, go New York.
I think they just wrote anything they could.
I think that's the George Washington Bridge on there. I like it. They're representing all of New York there.
I don't know, John, does that extend to the whole state of New York? They never sleep? Sounds exhausting.
Jules Perucci ended the 4th inning with 12 straight strikes. There's another one to begin the 5th. Perucci facing the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup. Kusterer, Meyer, and Cullinan.
For those watching, we were talking to our neighbor here in the press box. John does live in New York, or right outside of New York, and he did shake his head that the state of New York does, in fact, occasionally sleep.
Well, he's a little older now. He needs to get his sleep.
Doug said it, not me.
And we have determined this large group of girls who have joined the fun here in the last inning are players from other teams and from the New England region who are not playing tonight, obviously. And hey, let's get out of the dorms and let's go watch in person and make lots of noise and cheer for Delaware against New York. Love it.
Gotta love how these players are able to come together. And I think, honestly, Doug, for no other reason other than New York traveled really well, and I think that they have a good fan base in the stands. So I think the players here were like, hey, let's just give some love over to Delaware and MOT Little League.
Well, Middletown, Delaware is less than an hour from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. It's about a 4-hour drive to here in Bristol. Crowd holds full 3-2. They had a big send-off rally Friday morning as this Delaware team was escorted to Route 1 as they made their way to Bristol from Middletown, Delaware.
Reminder, these teams too not only have send-off parties, they do a lot of fundraising, try to get to this point, raise money as quickly as possible. Some of them only have a couple of days to get everything in order to make the trip for the regional.
Ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Emma Kusterer. Little League and ESPN are proud members of the Aspen Institute's Project Play 63 by 30, which is focused on getting 63% of kids playing sports by 2030. Learn more about what Little League is doing to get kids on the field and all about the ESPN Take Back Sports Initiative by visiting littleLeague.org/projectplay.
Stepping up to the plate, number 23,
Second walk drawn by Emma Kusterer tonight.
Good patient at bat by Emma Kusterer too, knowing that base runners right now are so important, trying to push an insurance run across for New York.
Gabby Myers' bunt is caught on the fly by Ryan Lantain. Right place, right time. Terrific instincts at the hot corner.
Great defense, Rylan Lantain. She's on it, just breaks as soon as the bunt is shown, and just no hesitation there. The catch in foul territory. That's what it's all about. You see the celebration with her and her teammates. Loving the moment.
Emily Cullinan has to lean out of the way of the fastball up and in. She hit a sharp line drive her first time. It was caught at third. Jules Perucci gets a swinging strike. It's 1-1. Do you think we'll see New York put Emma Kusterer in motion at first base?
I think we might wait until we got 2 outs.
Okay.
Just my prerogative here.
High fly, shallow left, and it's going to drop in. It's a base hit to left field. Stopping at second is Kusterer, and New York trying to piece together another rally.
Good piece of hitting here by Emily Cullinan. Just hits it shallow left field. Mariah Diaz playing a little further back, so unable to come up with the play. Cullinan swinging a good bat. Had the line drive too in her first at bat. That was a fantastic play at the time by Audrey Seacrest.
Here's Ashlyn Lynham. I love what her manager Joe Solito said about her. She has gone from Ash the Flash to Ash the Smash this year. She has been hitting the ball so much harder this All-Star season for New York. But right now, Ash the Smash is behind in the count, 0-2. She's got a good combination of speed and power. Down on strike she goes for the second out. That's the third K for Jules Perucci since coming out of the bullpen last inning.
Great job by Jules Perucci. Just up there, so confident in the circle, spinning it well, locating pitches effectively, not trying to do too much, and that's what's making her so good. So much fun to watch compete.
Ruby Ponticello aggressive on that first pitch. Nothing in one. She walked and was caught stealing her first time. Look out. Great job behind the plate. Grace Wyatt quick to get on that ball. Wyatt again.
Had quite the battle.
She's getting a workout.
I'm talking about the stands battling back
Oh,
and
right.
forth, but also, yes, on the field.
Yes.
Really good battle here.
You are absolutely right.
Jules Perucci, Ruby Ponticello.
Ponticello ducks under that pitch. It's 3 balls and a strike. The runner at second is Emma Kusterer. She walked to begin the inning. Moved to second on a base hit by Emily Cullinan. Jules Perucci gathers herself outside the circle. A big 3-1 pitch upcoming. 3 balls, 2 strikes. New York 3, Delaware 2. Massapequa International looking to add to that lead. The 3-2. It's called strike 3. Perucci strands a couple of runners with another strikeout. In this elimination game, the score remains 3-2 New York. New York's Ruby Ponticello might just be the hardest throwing pitcher here in Bristol this week.
Ruby Ponticello has been fantastic this evening. 4 innings of work, only given up 2 hits and 2 runs. But what's made her so effective is her ability to not only mix speeds, but paint corners, working locations so well, staying down in the zone. Really good stuff at the knees. Tough to catch up to.
You see the numbers, 6 strikeouts, 79 total pitches. As we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning in this elimination game. Washington, D.C. was the first team out of the 6 in the Mid-Atlantic region, eliminated earlier today. And whoever loses this game will also head home. The winner will advance to play Maryland tomorrow morning at 11:30 here in Bristol in another elimination game. Kayla Olsen falls behind 1 and 2 with the foul ball. Olsen walked and scored one of the 2 runs for Delaware. Favorite Gatorade flavor, Glacier Cherry. Is that good for you?
That one's acceptable. Absolutely. That's like the white Gatorade flavor. You know what flavor I haven't seen picked by a player, Doug, is the one that you liked, which is just crazy to me. His favorite Gatorade flavor is orange, which...
Crazy.
I get it. He went to Syracuse. Go Orange.
Crazy. Oh, that's why you like the garnet shirts we're wearing today, Miss Florida State.
Hey, I'm not biased. I just think garnet is a very nice color.
Well, I am biased, and orange is better. And actually, our producer, Erin Snyder-Storin, said that was her favorite flavor of Gatorade. So
She's
she
got
agreed.
good taste.
Well, she went
Glacier
to
Cherry.
Syracuse, too, so I think she should have chosen orange.
Fair.
I don't know. Olsen got a piece.
Nobody picks orange Gatorade, for the record.
Oh, come on. They stock it in stores, don't they? Clearly someone besides me
It's
is
in stores
buying it.
because nobody buys it, so it just sits there the whole time.
Listen to you.
I don't make the rules.
That was a good comeback. I like that. Olsen battles. And she was in the stands here 2 years ago, cheering like we are hearing right now. And her big sister Avery was on the field. Slow roller, it stays fair. Custerer's throw, not in time. Tell you what, Olsen is a flash, especially getting out of the batter's box on the left-hand side.
Kayla Olsen, one of those players that will do whatever it takes for her team to be successful. And we've seen her continue to succeed here with her bat. Just the slow roller and the speed down the line. Great hustle by Olsen. Right now, Delaware needs base runners.
Bunting situation, but instead, no bunt, just let Olsen steal second base.
That's one of the things that I love about players like Kayla Olsen. Manager Ryan Lantane said that she will literally do whatever the team needs. The role that needs fulfilling, she's got it.
There's the bunt by Seacrest. It's a beauty. On to third with 1 out goes the potential tying run. Seacrest had an RBI single her first time, then a productive plate appearance with a sacrifice bunt.
Number 11, Grace Fleming.
And now a big spot for Grace Fleming. Bunts it past the first baseman, and that will score the tying run. And she reaches first on a base hit as well. Well, normally you think deaden the bunt, but it was perfect that time to hit it with a little mustard.
You love to see it. Grace Fleming executing, perfect job there. Trying to help her own cause, getting the start in this game, and battled some adversity, finding success with the bat. You see the excitement in the MOT Little League dugout. Everybody's fired up, tying this thing up.
It's a whole new ball game here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Middletown, Odessa, Townsend, Delaware, having a good time. And now the chance to begin for Jordan Hess, who is due up next. She knocked in a run in the 2nd inning with a squeeze bunt.
We talk so much about momentum too. Just trying to foreshadow here what could happen if you string a couple of good at-bats together. You get yourself on top. You just got to go ride the wave of the momentum, get 3 outs, and next thing you know, you're advancing. They just got to stay locked in. Delaware keep taking advantage of opportunities, trying to barrel things up, put the pressure on the defense.
Let's See if Hess tries to bunt again. Ponticello's first pitch is offered on for strike one. Three runs, 3 hits, no errors for New York. We've got a stoppage for the New York bullpen to get active. Girls running from the dugout down to the bullpen. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Delaware. Home plate umpire Owen Sprague continues to hold up the action until that gate is closed down by the bullpen, and now we're ready to go. Custerer and Larman in at the corners again. No bunt. Just a swinging strike to make it 0-2.
Gotta put balls in play right now. If you're Delaware, all you're thinking is barrel to ball. Gotta make contact again, put the pressure on the defense.
Ponticello's pitch is low. 1-2. Here's the bullpen. Strike called. A big second out as Hess is retired by Ponticello.
Now batting, number 7,
The way that looked like
Cruz.
Milasolito, the left-hander, warming up down in the bullpen.
Great pitch right there by Ruby Ponticello. Works herself out of the jam. Big moment right now with 2 outs.
Layla Cruz, number 7, the 9-hitter in this lineup. 15-year-old from Middletown, rising 8th grader at Kentwell's Bridge Middle School. She also umpires in her spare time. Line drive the other way. She's all in, I think, Alex.
I'd say so. No better way to learn the game than trying to umpire the game, right?
Yep.
And you are correct. That was Milasolito out in the bullpen. She doesn't play another defensive position just to be ready in case her number is called to get some work in the circle.
She chased a pitch up, and now Cruz is behind in the count. 1-2 on the pitch. Grace Fleming took second, and so the potential go-ahead run is in scoring position. The 1-2 pitch. Bounced right side. Could be a tough chance. Safe at first base on a bang-bang play. The inning continues with Fleming down to third as the potential go-ahead run.
Great hustle down the line by Layla Cruz. Just hits this one right off the end of the bat. The bang-bang play at second base between Nislo. Close play at first. I mean, fantastic hustle all around. Has to go to review when you look at how close that was, and the magnitude of the call changes the situation drastically. You go from being your 3rd out to runners on 1st and 3rd with 2 outs here.
Now here's another aspect of it, Alex. The batter runner must touch the orange part of the base, and I'm not so sure she didn't land on the white part of the base.
I do believe so. I also do think she was out. I think that's the case of a double whammy.
A, did the ball beat her? And B, did she step on the white or orange?
So you've got the 2 bases there. The one that's orange on the right side of the fair line or the foul line is considered a safety base, which runners are required to touch as they are running through the base. However, when they return to the base after running through it, they must return to the white base. But that safety base must be used when running through the bag. Not exactly sure what they're going to be reviewing, but I do believe you can change the call due to either circumstance. I do think that do believe she was out, but you're also right, Doug. She touched the white base.
They're in consult with the Little League Review Office.
The implementation of the safety base has been in Little League for quite a while, but it is newly implemented into the college game, which has changed a lot of aspects for coaches, players trying to understand it. I think the significance of knowing the rules of the game.
All right, here comes the call. And she is out. It goes in favor of New York. So they overturn the call, and that ends the inning. We head to the 6th inning in this elimination game, deadlocked at 3. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. We are in Bristol, Connecticut, the home of ESPN. It is nighttime here in the eastern United States. We're just a few minutes away, a few short drive from the ESPN headquarters here at the Giamatti Center as we head to the 6th inning. And regulation games are 6 innings, and so one of these two teams will be heading home at the end of the night, potentially at the end of this inning. Sophia Monahan, the last hitter in the continuous order, leads off, to be followed by Sophia Nislo and Mila Solido, facing Jules Perucci, who has been so good since coming on in relief in the 4th. Bunted foul back on the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch down low. She chased a pitch up, and Perucci has another K.
Now batting number 21,
Monahan retired.
Huge pitch by Jules Perucci. She's been on fire since coming into this game. Sophia Monahan, the big swing, Perucci climbing the ladder. The aggressiveness and the confidence in the pitch to just work different zones has been fantastic.
Now the dangerous bat of Sophia Nislo. She got the 2-run rally in the 4th inning, started with a booming double to left center field. That foul ball drops untouched. 4 strike 1. Well, Sophia wears the number 21, and even though she's an Aaron Judge fan, you'd think she'd wear 99. I love the fact that she goes old school, and we think her dad's in consultation with this. That she wears number 21 because of former Yankees Paul O'Neill and Deion Sanders. Now, they played in the 90s, and yet somehow Sophia says, I want that number. She backs away from what's called strike 2. Father Adam is a guidance counselor. Mom Linda is a language teacher. Their daughter rips a line drive that gets off the glove of the shortstop. Falls in for a base hit. Seacrest couldn't hold on to it.
Number 9.
Good piece of hitting there by Sophia Nislo. Gets it right off the hands of the bat, but the shallow pop up to shortstop has a diving attempt with Audrey Seacrest. Would have been another great play. Again, we talk about these athletes in the ground they're able to cover, diving and great effort for balls. Trying to make the plays.
So the potential go-ahead run stands at first, and Sophia Nislo, who is having a marvelous regional. 2 for 3 tonight with a triple and a run scored. She was 2 for 3 Saturday with a couple of steals and a run scored in the loss to Pennsylvania. So that is 4 for 6. And more importantly, she stands at first ready to take off. Millis Salido, who had a ground out to score a run in the 4th inning, showing bunt. Runner goes. Strike called. The throw in time. Grace Wyatt with a cannon of a throw.
Grace Wyatt, fantastic defense behind the dish. As soon as you've got the bat shaking, you've got to know that they're trying to put people in motion here. Good effort by Sophia Nislo, but just a fantastic throw, a fantastic tag by Audrey Seacrest. Such good stuff on defense there. Picking each other up. Doesn't get any better than that.
And it's going to be challenged, and you might just as well in a tight game in the 6th inning. But Kevin Southall, the second base umpire, was right on top of it, had a great look, Alex, and I think he got it right. Let's take another look.
I agree. I think he had fantastic positioning. I think the throw beat her by 2 steps, laid the tag on her. But again, at this point in the ball game, you've got to ask the question. You can't fault him for that, but I do think the call is going to stand.
And here in the 6th inning of a tie game, the managers also have in the back of their minds that you can't carry over this challenge if we go to extra innings, and you will get another one if we do go to the 7th. So why not use it? And it was a bang-bang play. But it certainly looks like the tag was applied there to the shoulder before Nislo got to the bag.
And the umpire the whole time, just you look at the positioning, the way that he's making eye contact too with the play right in front of him. I have to think he saw it.
Again, these are high-level professional umpires who volunteer their time to help Little League. Volunteer their week to be here calling the biggest games of the year. Little League softball, Little League baseball could not function without all of the volunteers at every level. We thank each and every one of them.
Look at the players just having a good time, not even as concerned with the call on the field and what's going on. They're just out there having a ball.
I like the hand on the hip and the facial expression from Grace Wyatt. Like, what are you talking about? I threw her out. Come on.
The sass.
Do you think she knows that the call is going to be confirmed? You think she's confident?
She's pretty confident. It's just one of those things, you feel it. Also, it'd be awesome to say with Audrey Seacrest, like, hey, you think we got it?
Right. So indeed, the caught stealing. Nislo retired for out number 2. Big smiles for Grace Wyatt as she goes back behind home plate. Ever in charge from behind the dish, reminding her teammates out in the field that we now have 2 outs and nobody on. Let's get this 3rd one so we can get back into the dugout and try to win it in the bottom of the 6th. There's a shot. A diving attempt by Chambers. She can't come up with it, and the ball goes all the way to the warning track. Salido will make it to 3rd with a slide. The cutoff throw was dropped at about the point she was sliding. She might have been able to make it if she had rounded 3rd and headed for home, but I think she made the right play.
Talk about being fired up. Mila Salido got a little extra behind this one. Great attempt in center field by Kara Chambers. Lays out, but Mila Salido, straight speed. Another 3-bagger. That's 3 triples in this game for Massapequa International.
Yeah, all 3 batters in the top of their lineup, as you say, Alex. Nislo, now Salido, and Creddy all have triples, and all to the same part of the ballpark in left center.
That's crazy. Only have 5 hits on the night, too, and 3 of them being triples. Says a lot. That's a big opportunity, making sure that Sophia Nislo was thrown out, because had she not been, that's another run.
And now Creddy, who was 1 for 2 with that triple and a run scored in the 4th inning, with a chance to put New York back in front. They call Jules, or G. Power hitting right-handed batter. Awaits the pitch.
Huge opportunity for these athletes. Just got to take a breath, be in the moment. Still try to focus in, make sure you're getting a good pitch.
Time is called as Mila Salido, the runner at 3rd, found that her shoe was untied, and so now her dad is fixing his daughter's shoelace. Jules Perucci for MOT. Trying to nail down this final out of the top of the 6th inning and strand the go-ahead run at 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Think about that approach right there is Juliana Creddy just letting this ball get deep in the zone, knowing that you don't want to be early out front and anxious. You want to be nice, calm, and patient. Let it travel. See it all the way through the zone.
Everybody defensively on their toes. Grace Fleming at 1st, Kayla Olson at 2nd. Seacrest at short, Lantain at 3rd. Creddy rips a shot to left, and it's off the glove of the outfielder. The go-ahead run scores on a shot. Juliana Creddy comes through to make it 4-3 New York.
Juliana Creddy tattoos this ball. The outfield, Mariah Diaz had it played perfectly right in the glove. Unfortunately, going to bounce right out. The go-ahead run coming through. Mila Salido pushes one across. Juliana Creddy with the big swing.
So that goes as an E7. That allows Massapequa International to take the lead. You can see the look on Jules Perucci's face. So we're going to have a courtesy runner that you can have a courtesy runner for a pitcher or a catcher. And so Sophia Nislo, who made the last out, is the one who takes Juliana Creddy's place. And so that allows Creddy to go back to the dugout and get her catcher's gear back on. And it allows for New York to get a faster runner in Nislo back out on the base paths.
Good opportunity right now for New York to try to push one more across. It'd be huge. Hitting is contagious. A lot of good at-bats right now on the top of the lineup.
Ashley Larman in a big spot. Larman walked and scored in the second, struck out in the fourth. She was the first girl to face Jules Perucci, who relieved Grace Fleming in that fourth inning. Perucci rocks and deals. 3 balls and no strikes. Ball gets away from her just for a moment.
Gotta keep fighting. Don't let the moment feel too big. Just because they score one doesn't mean your team's out of this. But Jules Perucci just gotta stay locked in.
Four-pitch walk allows the cleanup hitter to take first base. And the inning will continue. This has been a rally that began with 2 outs and nobody on. A triple by Solito, an error, and now a walk brings up Kate Pignetti. And while she was one of the hitting stars on Saturday for New York with a home run, she is still looking for her first hit of this ball game. Puts a charge into that one, but well foul and out of play. I mentioned how Kate Pignetti's favorite highlight so far this year is her first over-the-fence home run. Apparently her brothers bet her that she couldn't do it, and now it's time for them to pay up.
Of course. Of course they bet her that she couldn't. Of course she came through. Isn't that how it works?
We got to call out Ryan and Aiden. Come on now. The 0-2 pitch.
Back and forth battle. This game has been so much fun. The best game so far in this regional that we've been able to call.
You're right. New York took the lead the first time in the top of the second. Delaware took it back in the bottom half of that inning. Another foul ball. New York retook the lead with 2 runs in the top of the fourth. Delaware answered in the bottom of the fifth to tie it back up, and now in the top of the sixth, New York is back in front. And you're right. That's a big insurance run or 2 out there with elimination on the line this inning. Pignetti takes a ball. It's 1-2.
They look like they're being patient in the box too, and that's another good sign if you're New York, just knowing that they're not trying to force anything. They don't look too anxious out there.
Pop. Left side of the infield, and the play is made by Seacrest. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Delaware needs a run with the bottom of its order coming up in just a moment.
How about Mela Solito, the triple when the game matters most? Coming through big with the clutch swing. Juliana Creddy tattoos that one.
Lots of energy late on a Monday night here in Bristol, Connecticut. Both sides of the diamond, for Delaware and for New York, have very vocal and dueling sections. 4-3 as we start the bottom half of the 6th inning. New York has just taken the lead in the top half of the inning, and so now Ruby Ponticello from Massapequa International, just 3 outs away from staving off elimination. She's got to face Araya Diaz, Ivory Henry, and Layla Belcher for the 2nd time tonight. Diaz hit a line drive her first time, while Henry and Belcher were strikeout victims. Monticello's pitch count has now just reached 100, but she is still throwing gas. High fly ball, left field. Pignetti under it, but can't make the play. Diaz reaches, and Delaware has the tying run aboard.
And it's these kind of plays, just being aggressive from an offensive standpoint. You've got to swing the bat. You've got to put the pressure on the defense. This right here, tough break for New York. Those are the plays that you want to make. Good job swinging the bat by Araya Diaz.
It was a mile-high fly ball. Pignetti is charged with the error, and now Ivory Henry. Been in the circle all night long for New York. He's allowed the 3 runs on 4 hits. Henry looks at strike 2. Timeout call by the manager, Ryan Lantane. Have a conversation. Surprised at all that Ivory Henry has not been trying to sacrifice bunt here?
Yes and no. I mean, if her ability to put the ball in play is trusted enough, she doesn't have to get a base hit, but just put something in play to try to get your base runner in motion here. I think it totally depends on the comfortability and the confidence that coach has in her bunting abilities versus her making contact abilities.
Let's see what she does with a 1-2 pitch. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Henry digs back in. Takes high and away for ball 2. And Araya Diaz at first base, not a big threat to steal. Swing and a miss, a big first out for Ponticello here in the 6th.
Number 41,
her 8th strikeout of the night.
Huge pitch by Ruby Ponticello. Fantastic on the outside corner. Does a good job going right at the bottom of the lineup. A lot of confidence coming out of the circle in Ponticello.
Now it's Layla Belcher's turn. She's the youngest on the team. Her big brother Chris Jr. played here in regionals in the past. She shows bunt, and it goes foul. And so they will do it again. Layla attends Conrad School of Sciences in Wilmington, Delaware. Hopes to someday work in sports medicine. And after showing bunt and trying to, Larman and Kesterer are brought in. Another foul bunt. It's 0-2. Do you keep the bunt on it?
No, definitely not. I gotta risk swinging the bat and I just don't want to get out with the butt. I feel like I'd be kicking myself. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not double jointed like some of the players that we've seen this weekend with all their crazy talents.
Layla Belcher takes strike 3 on the outside corner. Ruby Ponticello and Massapequa International are 1 out away from advancing.
Ruby Ponticello gets better and better as the game goes on. No fear, just goes right at these hitters, knows where she's at in the lineup. Bottom of the order, you've got to throw strikes. Ruby Ponticello does just that.
And now before Jules Perucci, the leadoff hitter for Delaware, comes in. Another conference out in the circle. Jules Perucci says she most admires her big sister Ava. His twin brother Aiden wore number 15, Ava wore 16, and so Jules said, well, I gotta wear 17, gotta keep it in order. So number 17 stands in looking for her first hit tonight. Ball 1.
And the way the stands and the fans have been going tonight too, I feel like that's gotta light a little bit of a fire under New York's belt, just knowing that, hey, this is a crazy crowd with some of the other teams in attendance here, and rooting for Delaware, really, I think, just because New York traveled well. It's a little bit of excitement to everything going on, the environment. It's a great atmosphere.
No doubt. New York is 1 strike away. Ponticello battling Perucci. Now the 1-2. Change up, slow roller, third base side. There's going to be no play at first base, and the ball game continues with a potential tying run now in scoring position.
Number 15, Kara.
Not much you can do on that. Everybody's playing 2 strikes, back a little bit so they don't get beat on something hit hard. It's on the miss hit. That's all you can do, and smart job there too by Emma Custer not to throw it and force anything, just to hold the ball, check your runners, go with the next girl.
The complexion of the game has changed again. Now Kara Chambers, the batter, with 2 outs and 2 on. Ruby Ponticello gets the ground ball to third, fielded cleanly, stepping on the bag, Customer, and that's your ball game. A thriller from start to finish. Ruby Ponticello goes the distance, throws 116 pitches, and gets crucially that final 18th out for a 4-3 victory.
And what a game between these 2 teams. Delaware, hard-fought battle the entire time. They should be so proud of how well they played this evening. But New York, despite all the odds, came back and rallied from behind. A back-and-forth game this was. Ruby Ponticello, she was fantastic. The offense stepped up big.
4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for victorious New York, and for Delaware, whose season comes to a crushing end. 3 runs, 5 hits, couple of errors. And so Delaware is the 2nd team after Washington, D.C. earlier today to be eliminated. So now there are 4, and Massapequa International survives and advances to play Maryland tomorrow morning in another elimination game at 11:30, which you can see right here on ESPN+. We have 4 teams remaining in the Mid-Atlantic region who still can dream of going to the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville. New York is one of them. Our next broadcast will be 9 a.m. tomorrow in the New England region, Maine, and Vermont. For Alex Powers, I'm Doug Sherman. For our entire crew, we thank you for watching. So long from Bristol, Connecticut.